What's up, everyone? And happy Wednesday, happy hump day, happy wisdom Wednesdays. I hope everyone is having a great day, a beautiful day, and a blessed day as always. So we're about to go ahead and get into this message so that we can get right and stay right. Because listen, I have a message, right, that I know a lot of us really need, right? Because I speak about a lot about transformation, right? And we all know that transformation happens from the inside out, which means that you have to change on the inside for your life, and you can really change on the outside. And I came to this message because I had a dream like last night, this morning, however, whenever it was, and God was speaking to me about a certain way about myself, right? A certain characteristic or trait that I have. And at first I didn't realize that it was him. I just thought that maybe it was just a random dream. And, I first woke up from the dream and I was like, who? Thank God for getting me out of that. Because, it was nothing but pure temptation in the dream or whatever. But what happened was, it's like I ended up dreaming about it again. And then I ended up waking up again for some odd reason. And then when I went back to sleep again, I ended up dreaming about this thing again. So when I finally woke up for the last time, I said, you know what? Okay, God, we're gonna talk about it, because I knew that it was God's way of telling me, like, this is something that you have to deal with. Like, because one thing about God, like, when he wants to elevate you to the next level, you have to remove a part of yourself, right? You have to die to a part of yourself. You have to be more like him, right? And so you get into the next version of yourself also looks like you again doing away with a part of yourself, like a part of yourself dying, like the old me is dead, that old part of me is dead and gone, right? And so I was like, okay, God, I know that he's about to elevate me and take me to a new level. So with that being said, like, he was like, we really got to, deal with this, because although I said I haven't like acted on, that part of myself, it's still like, I guess that's his way of letting me know, like, if a situation probably presents itself that I may, fall victim, like I may fail and endure and go into the temptation of it all. And that's not what I'm trying to do. Because one thing about us, like, if we don't really deal with the old traits or old characteristics or the bad, part of ourselves, like, what happens is whenever we begin to get blessed, and the temptation ends up coming our way, then that will allow us to sin, right? And we all know sin is a big no, like, who wants to sin? Like, I'm tired of sinning. I want to be better. No, we're not going to be perfect. No, we're still going to make mistakes, but I want to avoid sin at all costs. So I know that means me having to deal with the right things about myself that I might not want to deal with. And that's what happens, like, as humans, like, we're not trying to really deal with, a certain part of ourselves that we don't like. But listen, this is the key. You can't continue to avoid, the things about yourself that you don't like, because the only way to getting better is to dealing with the parts of yourself that are not good, the things that are going to keep you, sick, or keep you doing the negative things, or keep you making bad decisions. The only way for you to fully deal with them things and get better is for you to tackle on the part of yourself head on, right? And stop being in denial about, about you and the bad ways about yourself. You have to take accountability so that you can step into this new version of yourself. So for anybody who has been struggling with any part of themselves, like they may have just pushed off, or maybe feel like, oh, they don't have to deal with it, maybe you kind of buried it. Listen, burying it isn't even good, because eventually something is going to ignite it, right, for it to surface and come back up, and for you to, overall fumble anything that God has for you. And this is what happens, like, whenever you bring in your old habits, your old self, into a new season, listen, it's going to allow you to end up what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say fumbling, but it will make you backslide. It can take you back, right? It can just overall allow you to mishandle anything that God has for you. It's going to allow you to not be the best version of yourself. And anytime we receiving anything new, we want to keep it. So to avoid, right, doing the things that we know are harmful to us in our lives, like, we have to really deal. And what does that look like? That means sitting with God and really talking to God and asking him to say, I know that this is a part of me that I'm going to struggle with, but help me. Ask God to help you, to just make you whole, to just remove anything that it does not look like him, and just make you look more of him. You want more of God's characteristics, God's love, the way of God, right? That's what we should all strive in life, is to be more like God and less like ourselves, because us being more like God is us also being the version that he has called us to be. So listen, it is my time. I encourage anybody to do the same thing, because this is what I'm going to have to do today, tonight, whenever. And I know it's not going to just end here. I'm not going to be able to talk to him today and then boom, I'm going to be free of it. No, it's going to take me some time. So that's as well as with anybody else. It's going to take you time, right, to handle and deal with anything that is hindering you, any bad habit, any bad trait, anything that is going to hinder, right, or have a negative effect on your character. You need to deal with it so that it can be gone and be gone for good, so that you being whole, right, you really knowing for sure that that bad part of you is gone, right, is whenever you don't have the desire to be that person, when you don't have the desire to do those things, even when the temptation or the situation presents itself, you can easily say, nah, I'm good. Nah, that's not me. Nah, I've changed. You know what I'm saying? And feel good about it and really mean it. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's going to take work. Anything that is worth having, anything that is worth being, listen, it's going to take work. So it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be done in 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. No. You're going to have to take the time. You're going to have to first take accountability and admit where it is that you want to fix, who it is that you do not want to be, just whatever it is you want to get rid of. You have to first admit that and take accountability, and then do the work that is required so that you can be the best. Because again, transformation happens from the inside outward. So don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe to this channel. And as always, let's be motivated, but most importantly, let's stay inspired.